Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel Learn with Engineer. Today we will discuss about lossless transmission line. In this video we will cover that what will be the impact on the voltage and current if we assume that transmission has no loss. So we will assume that there is no component of R and G, and we will also see that what is the physical importance of practical importance of characteristic impedance, and what will be the propagation constant if we assume R is equal to 0 and G is equal to 0, that is resistance is equal to 0 and leakage is equal to 0. And we will also see that if we connect a load of value of characteristic impedance of a line, then what will be the effect on voltage and current. So let's start. As we know that characteristic impedance can be written as characteristic impedance Z0 can be written as under root Z upon Y, where Z and Y is the series impedance per unit length and Y is the shunt admittance per unit length. If we multiply numerator and denominator by length of line, then there will be no effect on characteristic impedance, that is it will be the total series impedance and total shunt admittance of line is equal to R0 plus JX0. Since Z and Y are complex number, so that will be R0 plus JX0. This as we seen in our previous video. So here we find that characteristic impedance Z0 does not depend upon the length of the line. That means whatever the length of the line, say 100 km or 400 km, whatever the value of the characteristic impedance will be the same, because it is the ratio of series impedance and admittance here. So first thing, we note that characteristic impedance of the line does not depend on the line. Okay, now again, if lossless line, if a lossless line, now that is R is equal to 0 and G is equal to 0. Okay, so characteristic impedance Z0 will be Z by Y is equal to R plus J omega L upon G plus J omega C. Put R is equal to 0 and G is equal to 0, so it will become Z0. Characteristic impedance will become under root L by C. Means if we are assuming that lossless line, that means the model will be as here. This is resistance. No, resistance is absent. This is inductance, series inductance. This is shunt capacitance. This is series impedance. This is shunt capacitance, and so on the line. This is shunt capacitance. That means L is the per unit length of the line and C is the per unit capacitance of the line. This is Vs and this is Vr. So L is the per unit length per unit inductance of the line, and C is the per unit capacitance of the line. So characteristic impedance is the ratio of two parameters. So characteristic impedance becomes under root L by C. Now, if please clear that Z0 is the characteristic impedance of the line, not equivalent impedance of the line. The equivalent impedance here and here will be somewhat other, but Z0 is constant for a line. Okay. Now, and it also does not depend on the length, as we see here. Now we move to our second constant, that is called propagation constant, gamma. What will be the gamma? As we know that gamma is y under root y into z, where y is the total shunt admittance per unit length and z is the series impedance per unit length. This can be written as G plus j omega c into R plus j omega L. Now for lossless line, put 0 plus j omega c and 0 plus j omega L. So gamma becomes, omega will be outside, omega under root L by C. So we find the, and gamma is called propagation constant. Propagation constant. So we have find the values for characteristic impedance and propagation constant of lossless line. Now one thing is to note here for characteristic impedance is that normally for the overhead lines the value of characteristic impedance is Z0 approximately 400 ohm for power overhead, power transmission line. One thing is to note here. So this is all about characteristic impedance and propagation constant of lossless line. Now we have find the values for Z0 is equal to under root L by C and gamma omega under root L C. Okay, lossless line. Now so as we know that Z0 is R0 plus JX0 general. So here, since Z is a real number, X0 becomes 0. So Z0 is pure real number. Z0 is pure real number. So that is, it is pure resistive in nature. Again confusion arises that at one end we are saying that lossless line, that is impedance and that is resistance and inductance 0, and at the other end we are saying that Z0 is present and it is pure resistive. Please be careful that Z0 is pure resistive. Why? Because its imaginary parts becomes 0. It is only a ratio of inductance and capacitance which are present here, r is equal to 0 and g is equal to 0 is applied. Okay, now and also we see that we know that gamma is alpha plus j beta. It is derived in our equation, because general equation for, as you know, general equation for alpha gamma is yz, that is g plus j omega c and r plus j omega l. These two are complex numbers, so the resultant will be as alpha plus j beta. This is also a complex number. Okay, where alpha is the attenuation constant and beta is the phase constant. These concepts are covered in my previous video. From here, as we derived that for lossless transmission line, gamma is equal to omega under root LC. So gamma is equal to this is j omega under root LC. Please correct here, because if we put r is equal to 0 and g is equal to 0, then j will be outside. That is, put r is equal to 0 and g is equal to 0, then gamma becomes j omega under root LC. Okay, j omega under root LC. So if we compare these two equations, we find that alpha is equal to 0 and beta is equal to under root L omega under root LC. So gamma has only imaginary term, that is j omega under root LC. Now we find the value of attenuation constant alpha and phase constant beta for lossless line. Please write here alpha is equal to 0 and beta is equal to omega under root LC. This is also for lossless line. Now again, if we consider if we consider the velocity of wave. What is wave? We have discussed in our previous video. Velocity can be written as Vc can be written as lambda into f. So here f, if we put lambda upon 2 pi and f is equal to 2 pi f, 2 pi f by beta, and 2 pi f can be written as omega and beta can be written as omega under root LC. Clear? So velocity of wave can be written as under root LC. This is our next equation for the numerical Vc. Vc is equal to 1 upon under root LC. Vc, velocity of wave, is equal to lambda, wavelength, into frequency, multiply by 2 pi in numerator and denominator. So 2 pi f becomes omega and 2 pi by lambda, as we know, that is 1 upon beta, because beta is equal to 2 pi by lambda. This equation is derived in our previous video. So this is Vc is equal to under root L by C. Now for overhead transmission line, or generally not overhead here, it becomes, for transmission line, it becomes mu epsilon. Mu is the, it becomes mu epsilon mu is relative permeability, permeability not relative, it is not mu r, permeability of medium, and epsilon is permittivity of medium, where the equation, this equation from where becomes as if we know the single, let's consider the single phase transmission line. This is phase and neutral, and this is the radius of the conductor, and this is the distance between two conductors. Then inductance is proportional to log E d by r, log E d by r, and capacitance is proportional to 1 by log E d by r. So product of L and C will become as here approximately mu epsilon. This equation is very frequently used in numerical. So please write here also that Vc is equal to under root Lc under root mu epsilon. In overhead, for overhead transmission line, for overhead transmission line, for overhead transmission line, mu is equal to mu 0 and epsilon is equal to epsilon 0. For here medium is air, so it becomes under root mu naught epsilon naught, which is, if you calculate this, we find that 3 into 10 to power meter per second, that is velocity of light, velocity of light, प्रकाश की लाइट के बराबर, प्रकाश की स्पीड के बराबर इसकी इस वेव की स्पीड होगी. Now it is, if we know the product of L and C, we can find the individual L and C. Again all cover here, we have covered all topics, all concept about characteristic impedance, propagation constant, velocity and velocity and phase constant, alpha constant. Okay, clear. Now if we proceed that case 1, if we assume, if we connect the transmission, if we connect firstly we will derive the equation for voltage and current at any point of a line for this lossless line. We know that we are cos hyperbolic gamma x plus z0 IR sin hyperbolic gamma x, and I is equal to VR by z0 sin hyperbolic gamma x plus IR cos hyperbolic gamma x. These are two equations we have derived in our previous videos, that the voltage and current at every point of line from distance x, this is receiving end, x is equal to 0, from receiving end at a distance here, voltage and current. We have derived in our previous video that voltage and current at any point of line can be given as here, V is equal to, from voltage can be given by question first, and current can be given by the question second, where x is the distance from the receiving end. Okay. Now for lossless line, gamma is equal to j beta, omega under root L, j omega under root LC, and beta is equal to omega under root LC. So put here, for lossless line it becomes, voltage becomes and firstly derive for cos hyperbolic x and sin hyperbolic gamma x. So cos hyperbolic gamma x is can be written as cos hyperbolic j beta, not hyperbolic, cos hyperbolic j beta x. This can be written as e की power j beta x plus e की power minus j beta x by 2. Okay. Now this also can be written as cos beta x. These all are from mathematics. Now sin hyperbolic gamma x is equal to sin hyperbolic j beta x. This can be written as e की power j beta x minus e की power minus j beta x upon 2. If we multiply by j in the numerator and denominator both, this can be written as sin beta x. So sin gamma x becomes j sin beta x. We have find the cos hyperbolic gamma x and sin hyperbolic gamma x for lossless transmission line as cos beta x and sin beta x. Now put these values for cos hyperbolic gamma x and sin hyperbolic gamma x in equation first and second. So for lossless line V becomes V are cos beta x plus sin hyperbolic gamma x becomes j z0 IR sin beta x, and current becomes VR by z0 and sin hyperbolic gamma x j, here j sin beta x plus IR cos beta x. Clear? So this is the equation for lossless line. This is the equation for voltage and current in lossless line. Now consider the case when characteristic impedance of the line is the load at the load end, value of connected load is equal to the characteristic impedance of the line, which is a constant Z0. Remember that this is constant, and for overhead lines this is all about 400 ohm. If we connect a load of approximately 400 ohm at the receiving end of our overhead transmission line, so as here, if this is sending end Vs, this is receiving end VR, and this is connected load, and the value of this load is approximately Z0. Z0 is the characteristic impedance of the line. So the value of the current flowing through this load is IR. For ZL is equal to Z0, load impedance is equal to the characteristic impedance of the line. VR is equal to receiving end voltage is equal to Z0, this is ZL IR, which is equal to Z0 IR. If we connect the load of value of characteristic impedance Z0, then VR becomes Z0 IR, and this condition is called surge impedance loading. Surge impedance loading, or SIL. This is called surge impedance loading. When Z is equal to 0, then this condition is called surge impedance loading, and VR becomes Z0 IR. Now, for this condition, when ZL is equal to ZL is equal to Z0, VR can be written as Z0 IR. Now we will put the value of VR in these equations, third and fourth. Now put the equation, put VR is equal to Z0 IR in equation third and fourth. So V becomes VR cos beta x plus J, and Z0 IR becomes VR. Z0 IR becomes VR. So this can be written as J VR sin beta x. Okay, and I becomes J VR by Z0 VR by Z0 is equal to IR. This is IR. VR by Z0, VR by Z0 is equal to R sin beta x plus VR cos beta x. So from here V can be written as VR e की power j beta x in polar form, that is magnitude of V is equal to VR. Okay, and I becomes IR e की power j beta x. That means magnitude of I is IR. So this is the equation for voltage and current when at the condition of surge impedance loading, that is when when Z0 when ZL is equal to Z0. So here voltage at any point of the line is equal to the receiving end voltage, and current at any point is equal to the receiving end current. So voltage is not changing, that is flat voltage profile. Voltage is constant all over the line. So this is very good because we want there is no voltage drop across the line, and we find here but condition is what? ZL should be Z0. But for power transmission line, in practical it is not possible. Why? Because at the consumer end, load is varying. Consumer can switch off and or switch on any appliances which we don't know. So Z at consumer end, that is load at consumer end, is varying, so it cannot be always equal to characteristic impedance, that is Z0. So this is not practical for power transmission line, but for communication line it can be done, because there the impedance at the receiver end is constant. Why? Suppose we connect the loudspeaker or mic, so the impedance of that loudspeaker or mic is constant. So this condition, Z is equal to Z0, can be achieved in communication line, and this is called impedance matching, so on. Now it is all about surge impedance loading. So friends, thank you very much.